Hey, how's it going? It's me again. I'm wearing the same outfit I was in the last one, except I don't have the cool microphone. Where is it? Hey. God damn it. I should have plugged it in. Okay, so I've been sent by Townie, and if you don't know who Townie is, fuck is wrong with you? What the heck? Townie is the lovely guy who does all of the members videos. And he has asked me some questions so that I can keep you all entertained. Because I am obviously the most entertaining one, and the hottest, and the sexiest, and obviously the funniest. So, we're going to talk about the fact that I moved to this state for these 7 other bitches. Yeah, it was all them. They're the only reason, not the office that I'm in currently. But I thought I'd talk about my experience and how it's all been. Townie, don't cut any of this. I don't want any cuts. Okay, maybe cut if I say something dumb. But, like, I'm here to talk. There's like a fun fact about me is the fact that I could talk to a brick wall. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm not saying that you're a brick wall. You're an incredible member. You are. Thank you actually so much for joining the members. You have no idea how much it means to us. 8 months as well. That's actually freaking mental. See how I didn't swear there? Oh, this is also another conversation that I had with Jakey, our lovely videographer and editor, the other day. He said that for every girl's swear word, one swear word, I probably do about 10 of them. I swear the most out of everyone. Probably everyone else put together is me. I don't know why I have such a potty mouth. I don't know if it's where I'm from, but I do, and I'm sorry. I can't help it. I just swear a lot. But I got the questions in front of me, and I'm gonna tell you all about my life. I'm gonna spill some tea. I'm gonna talk some shit, and yeah. This is what you're paying for. I'm so sorry. Okay, we have what were you feeling right before moving down to Melbourne? I mean, this is the lie that I tell myself all the time when I move places. I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back and forth. I'm like, don't worry, it's all good. Like I don't know if it's like a fear of commitment, but I'm always like, oh, I'll go back and forth between Sydney and Melbourne. I've barely done that. I've literally barely done that. When I moved from my hometown to Sydney, I was like, I'll be there 50-50. Don't worry, guys. I'm coming home. Literally left, never came back. So Sydney to Melbourne, not that bad. I've been home a few times, usually when I get my hair done. Don't judge me. I fly home to get my hair done. Fun fact. I was a little bit nervous, but I moved around Christmas, New Year's. So everything else was happening that I was like, couldn't even comprehend what was going on. So basically, for context, as you guys know, I was flying back and forth between Sydney and Melbourne last year. So sorry, I didn't mean to hit you like that. I was flying back and forth between Sydney and Melbourne last year, like for the TOS shoots, and I'd fly back, and we decided that it was probably best that I found a place here. This was pre-office, where I am right now. So basically, I kind of just was excited because I hated staying in hotels. Like, I literally fucking hate hotels. And I wanted the dogs here, so I was like, perfect, I'll get a place. I signed a lease in November, and then Townie actually came with me and helped me set up my entire apartment, which was awesome. I was very grateful for that. And so the apartment was like kind of ready to go before I even moved, like drove down with the dogs, which was good. I already had like a lounge and my bed and all of that ready to go. So I could live comfortably. I wanted it set up enough where I could move straight here and be okay. And when I say I couldn't comprehend it, I couldn't until my dad was packing my fucking car and literally was like shoving shit in. Like, I'm not even kidding. All my clothes weren't in bags, weren't in boxes, weren't in tubs, nothing. My dad literally fucking grabs my clothes and just yeets it across. So when I unpacked my car, I had to do like 10 trips with my dog pram to get all of my clothes out. But yeah, so basically that's what I was feeling. I was feeling stress and tiredness. The day that I moved, I was fucking tired because it was after Christmas. It was right before New Year's. I was like, I should not be driving 10 hours, but I did it because I'm built like that. You know what I'm saying? What was worrying you the most? What was worrying me the most? I mean, I worry about a lot of things. I have crippling anxiety. It's a good question, Townie. What was worrying me the most? I think maybe FOMO. Like the fear of missing out of what my friends are doing back home. But that's kind of like, I mean, that's subsided pretty quickly. I'm not going to lie. But other than that, what was worrying the most? This is the first time I've lived alone. That's kind of cool. But that doesn't really worry me. I'm not worried. I'm fine. Everything's fine. I'm not in fight or flight constantly. It's all good. What was the biggest problem you ran into? Boxes. Fuck them boxes, bro. Oh my goodness. Buying stuff for this apartment and this office, like just boxes. Like I've got fucking PTSD from boxes. Like, because think about it. If you don't have a bin, like if you're in an apartment, your bin isn't like where you are. Like you don't have rubbish bins just outside the door that you can chuck a bunch of fucking cardboard in. Literally, I got to go all the way down to this sounds like such a first world problem. I'm like, I don't like boxes. But rubbish. Yeah, keeping rubbish in an apartment that you're slowly buying stuff for and like making a home, boxes everywhere. It's fucked. What was the most exciting thing about moving? Office where I am right now. When I go to a TOS shoot, I don't have to go back to a hotel. I can go back to a home where my dogs are waiting for me. It's really exciting. It's also like, I mean, the most exciting thing for me is probably the fact that I'm around other content creators. Like no one's in Sydney anymore. I got a little bit of a lisp. I do this when I talk sometimes. I get a little bit of a lisp. Like, I don't know what's going on. But yeah, basically, I like to be around like-minded people and no one wanted to go to Sydney anymore. And it seems like we've got a little bit of a hub happening here where there's a lot of content creators and we've got this office now and TOS is here and all of that. So that's the most exciting part because, I mean, everyone did COVID lockdown. That shit was depressing. And I went from having an office to then going into COVID lockdown and then not having an office. And I was like, bro, I need to be around other people. Like in my apartment now, I don't even have a computer. My apartment is a zen zone. It is a relaxation zone. This is work. That is home. Oh, I love it. How did the doggies go with the move down? Move down was good. They were fine. They actually do really well in the car, except for one occasion, which I will get into, which I know some of you guys have probably heard about. Yeah, they like it. They didn't like the apartment. It's obviously an apartment. They went from a house to an apartment, but now we've got the office, so they run around. I wish they were here right now, but they're actually getting washed right now. But one time I drove back to Sydney in February and Willie, about 3 hours from Sydney, shit himself in my car. A big sloppy shit that then he laid in. So that's the only time they've been bad. Like, I think every other time they've been fine. They like being here. Everyone loves them in the office. Everyone gets to hang out with them. And the only time, I will say TOS shoots, they don't like those because I'm away for like the whole day shooting like back-to-back videos. So, I mean, maybe they hate TOS. It's honestly, it could be true. They hate all of TOS, especially that Burticus character. What do you like better, Sydney or Melbourne? Ooh, look, this is being recorded right now. I can't sit there and say one or the other. I don't want to get in trouble, Townie. What are you trying to do? Look, I am a Sydney girl. I will always be a Sydney girl. I am very loyal to Sydney. It's my hometown. So I'm very like, is the word patriotic towards the state? I don't know. New South Wales is my place, but I can see why there is an argument between the two. I like Melbourne far more than I expected. I still love Sydney, but they're different but the same. But like, I think also the fact that I'm around content creators makes me love Melbourne more. So I wonder if like that, if I wasn't around TOS and I wasn't around this office and I wasn't around all these other content creators, maybe I wouldn't like it as much. I would be like, what the fuck is this place? But when I'm working, I'm happy. So, and I wasn't getting that in Sydney. So I understand the argument though, why people think Sydney or Melbourne better. Very similar. Pros and cons of Melbourne. Pros, my friends. Pros, the Yarra River. Look, I used to do my morning walks on Sydney Harbour and now I do my morning walks on the Yarra River. They're very different, but still lovely. What's another pro of Melbourne? Oh, the roads. Dude, the Melbourne roads, they're so well thought out. In Sydney, they're just like, in Melbourne, they're just like a grid system. Like it's so easy to get from A to B. I've hopped on a tram once. I've got my Mikey card. What's another pro of Melbourne? I mean, people always say the food is better here, but I don't know. I haven't been to enough restaurants and bars and stuff here to like have a legitimate opinion on that because I've been to a lot of bars and restaurants in Sydney. So that's years of like going to bars and restaurants. I've only been here for 6 months. So give me a little break. Okay. I'll sort it when I get back from Europe. What's another pro? What else do I like about Melbourne? I like people's fashion. I feel like people dress better here. There's more of like I don't know, everyone has a better individual style, perhaps. I would say cons is the weather. The fucking weather. Like, usually in Sydney, if it's a sunny morning, you got a bit of a warning if it's going to rain in the other. Like, you can kind of see the clouds coming. It can be raining 1 minute and then it's sunny the next. Like, I have learnt that I have to have multiple umbrellas. Always take a jacket somewhere. Even when it was warmer a few months ago, I was like, cool breeze might just come around. It might start pissing down raining. And then 20 minutes later, it'll be fine. So, yeah, the weather. The cons. What's another con of Melbourne? The Yarra River. No, the Yarra's fine. I don't know. I like to think I'm a pretty positive person. I don't see anything wrong with it. I'm like glass half full. It's a nice place. I mean, everyone I speak to who is from New South Wales or Queensland says that the drivers suck here, but I haven't noticed anything different from Sydney. I think drivers suck everywhere. I think that's just city driving. Look, I'm really thinking here. I'm trying to think of like more cons because I want to shit on this place, but okay. One thing that I think differs from Sydney to Melbourne that affects me personally is the fact that everyone wakes up late here. So that means like there's no cafes open super early. Like in Sydney, 5:30, 6 o'clock, coffee. You can get coffee anywhere. Here, it's like I'm fucking searching for a fucking lost treasure. Like I'm hunting for coffee at 6 o'clock in the morning when I'm going for a walk. Nowhere open. But another pro to that is the fact that the clubs open later here. The clubs don't sleep. I went to Revolvers the other week. If you don't know what Revolvers is, you probably don't want to, but it's basically a club that doesn't shut. They don't have those in Sydney because we have like all of these lockout laws and it's a whole thing. Sydney nightlife kind of sucks. So I'm excited to try more of Melbourne nightlife. I just don't know where to go. That's what I'm struggling with a new place. I'm like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. So I'm learning. Come back to me in like a year and I'll be like, I fucking love Melbourne. Favorite thing about Melbourne to date? I think it's just like getting back into the mindset of wanting to make content because I felt like in Sydney, I was just like, I fucking hate my job. I don't want to do this anymore. But then I'd fly to TOS and be like, damn, I feel so fulfilled and I feel like I have purpose and drive again. And then I'd lose it as soon as I got back to Sydney. So now it's all in the same place and there's kind of a bit more of like a ecosystem and an atmosphere of people here. It's very exciting. What is something you miss from Sydney? My house. I miss my house. I mean, look, apartment living is good. And I think for my age and being like living alone for the first time, living in an apartment is fucking cool. Because when I was younger, I always wanted to move to New York City. And Melbourne is kind of like a teeny tiny New York City. So it's really cool to be like living in like a high rise building and, you know, looking out at the city every day. Like that's fucking sick. But I do miss my house because my roommates are there and all of that. And I guess my family being super close by. But we've flown back a bunch and I feel like just jump on a plane. She'll be right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to mention about my experience here. Dog shit himself. I like living alone. Food, not sure yet. Trams, I've been on once. Roads, fucking sick. Drivers, apparently not sick, but I haven't noticed. But yeah, I've been going for like lots of nice walks and trying to explore the areas. Been going to the office a lot, which has been really good for my mental health to kind of come back to a work environment versus trying to work from home. Like the first few months of waiting for the office to happen and having my setup in my house, in my apartment, I was like, I hate this. I literally cannot work where I live. Like I can't separate the two. I just like end up doing the dishes halfway through the day when I'm meant to be working. And then when I'm working, like when I'm trying to live and relax, I'm thinking about work. So that's been good. But yeah, decorating the apartment's been a lot of fun. I'm waiting for like more furniture to arrive because it's taking a long fucking time. But yeah, I think I'll stay here for a while. We'll see. I'm not opposed to it. But shout out Melbourne. Shout out TOS for fucking bringing me here. And I think I'm exactly where I need to be to do what I need to do right now, which is very cool. And yeah, it's been fun. I hope this has been a very informative members video, guys. I got asked some questions and I said I would answer them. So I moved across the country. Oh my goodness, crazy. I'm actually doing the drive back to Sydney in like a couple of days and I'm not mentally prepared for it. 10 hours. Oh, fuck? Hopefully Willie doesn't shit himself again, though. Thanks for 8 months. You're all a bunch of bloody legends. I think that's what Laserbeam used to say. I like waving goodbye to the camera. Now told me to do it.